Dave here, how are you? I'm going to run you through the Robert Sorby ProEdge. Right at the beginning, I'm going to let you know that I reached out to Sorby's and asked them if I could have one of their machines. I saw them, and I'm the kind of person that unless I muck around with something for 6 months or so, I really have no idea. I take a long time to absorb things. So I've been, as I say, had it for about 6 months. Thank you very much, Sorby's. Disclosure out of the way. Let's hook in. I will run through what you get with the basic and with the deluxe, because that's something that I think a lot of people get confused with. The basic machine is what you see here. So you get the machine with the standard tool rest table, the guard, a 60 grit zirconium belt and a 120 grit aluminium oxide belt. You get the two tracking adjustment rods and also a hex drive screwdriver. That's it. You don't get any jigs that go on here. You don't even get a square edge jig for sharpening chisels. This is the basic machine. It has a 1/2 horsepower induction motor, so it's nice and quiet. It's substantially heavy, but you'll notice that I have got it anchored to my bench here, and these restraining bolts are not included. They're my own T-bolts that I've got locked into a T-track here, so it's not going anywhere. And then there's the deluxe version, which is 4 more items. You get a 240 grit aluminium oxide belt on top of what everything else it comes with. There's another little box inside the box they throw in. There's a gouge jig, a skew chisel jig, and a fingernail profiling kit. And that's the extra things you get with the deluxe. So if you're a wood turner, yeah, definitely get the deluxe kit. If you are just a carpenter like me, don't worry about the deluxe kit. Just get the basic and then get yourself this guy here, which is their little square edge jig. It will help you out while you're trying to sharpen your chisels and keep them at 90 degrees. All right, so that's it. Pretty easy, really, when someone explains it to you, having the things there. You want to see the 240 grit belt? There it is. All right. What else can you get on top? Well, we're talking about this part. Let's go with the rest of it. You can get Trizact belts. You can get a diamond belt. You can get ceramic belts. I'll run you through what all the ones do. The aluminium oxide belts are fine for carbon steel, just standard carbon steel. 60, 120, 240 is what you can get from Sorby's. The zirconians are for high speed steel. They do a 60 and a 120. Ceramics, that's this guy here, ceramic belt, almost the same color as the aluminium oxide, but the ceramics are just slightly lighter. See that? They're a bit pinker, more like coral. Okay, so the ceramics, 60 and 120 again. And then we go into the Trizacts, and the Trizacts have got, there's 3 belts for the Trizacts. And you've got this block pattern. I'll bring it up closer so you can see it. This is a 600 grit block pattern, equivalent to 600 grit. And then you've got a 1200 and a 3000. And these basically are for knives, and if you really want to go high end with the chisels, you get these as well. And they're the same kind of thing. They're a really, really, really fine pattern. And I'll give you a tip at the moment. The 60 grit paper does not heat the chisel up so that it'll blue. You know, you can you can be using the 60 grit and hold the chisel against it for quite a substantial amount of time. I'm not talking about, you know, a minute, but I'm talking about you'll be surprised how it does not blue up. Keep an eye on it though. Once you go from the 60 into the 120, then the 120 will start to warm it up. 240 will definitely warm it up quickly. But honestly, the 60 and the 120, you'll be surprised how it's just amazing. You've got to try it for yourself to believe it. All right, I'm going to run you around the machine a little bit while I've got it sitting here. It is a standard switch on it, 10 amp, 240 volt. Plug it into your PowerPoint. It's nice and quiet, listen. That's it. It makes more noise when you've got the belt on there because the belt's actually tracking. And also when the belt's on there, it slows down in around about 2 seconds. It's just come to rest now without a belt on it. All right, let me walk you around the rest of it. I'm going to put the headset on now because I think it's important to show you close up with what's happening. This is the tool table. Now, there is a spanner on the side that sits on there all the time, and you can adjust to whatever angle you need. On the front here, you'll see all of these holes are indicated to what degree: 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, down to 90 degrees. Here is a list of everything that these pertain to. So what you can, skew chisel is at the top there, comes down to standard bench planes at 30 degrees. Now be aware that's on the inside. And then so around here are all of the holes, and you can undo that and put it on the second hole there for the inside holes. So you've got outside holes and inside holes. This guy here, when you get it to the right position, I'm going to put it on 90 degrees, like so, and then tighten that one up. And it's not rocking around. And this little spanner lives there, nip it up and it stays there. 90 degrees right there. Let's have a look. There you go. So there's a jig. It drops in with the key on it to be able to track past in front of the wear plate. If you want to get really, really professional with what's happening, there's another jig they've got that's got this adjustable fence on it. So it's a standard hole there and a slotted hole here. You drop that in, get your square, put it against that, and then you can undo those or just relax them, and then you can adjust this to go wherever you need. Okay? That's an option. This one for me seems to be fine. I don't really need to go past that. Say I want to sharpen a short chisel. Now, if I try and sharpen that at 90 degrees, everything is fine. But, like if I just wanted to straighten the end up for some reason, but let's say I want to bring it around to 35 degrees, well then I'm going to run into trouble because you see, I'm hitting this tang area and it's starting to lift the chisel up and I can't get in there. But they've got this short table that I could use instead, and see that I'm resting on there. I don't have the rest of the table to give me any grief, and this then would just slide on the front instead of in that keyway. So the important thing is to make sure the back of your chisel is flat. Most chisels, when you get them, when you buy them to start, they're already flat. Don't worry about it too much. A lot of people on the web say, yeah, you've got to get this to a high polish. And you know what? Good on you. Do that if you want to, but I've found most chisels and most plane blades are pretty good on the back straight off. You can give them a touch up on a stone. Your call. All right. I'm going to take this around to 30 degrees, which means I have to remove it from the outside radius of holes and put it on the inside. I need to go to that one there. So I'm going to slide that up to there, start turning until it finds the hole there, and then tighten. Done. I'm now at 30 degrees, but it's not going to be very comfortable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to relax that and the one around the back there and drop her over. And there's that one there, tighten him back up again. So that's a comfortable working position for me. Let's put a belt on. They have the directions shown on the back of the belt as to which direction the belt should be going. So you go with what they say, and you can see how easy it was just to put that on. Don't be like Muggins here, who every now and then I slide it in behind the wear plate, and I think that's not right. All right, once I've got it there, the lever at the top here tensions the top wheel, and it's a pretty heavy spring that pushes that back into position. If I find that the belt's not tracking very well and it starts running one way or the other way, and you can see I've had it happen every now and then, well then you need to adjust it. So there's a hole there that can drop into, and this one, instead of having spanners, so I can crack that, which is the lock nut, and then I can adjust counterclockwise to make the belt track this direction. clockwise to make it track away towards the guard. It's very easy, but you know, it's one of those things that when you turn it on, just watch the belt. I'm going to leave the guard off for the second while I turn it on and just watch. Now you can see it's tracking really well there. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, now I'm going to put the guard back on. And they've got these little plastic nuts that go on. Now I'm going to use the respirator with the shield and all that kind of stuff because they suggest for safety, and I agree. We're grinding metal, that's all there is to it. There's going to be metal filings in the air. I don't want anything to smack me in the face, so I'm going to throw this on. Now it might sound a little bit different, but you know, that's the way it goes. Okay, so I have the 60 grit zirconium belt in. I've got this chisel here that I'm going to do to 30 degrees, and I want it nice and 90 degrees there, so I'm going to turn it on. I've got everything locked, all the guards are on. I'm not going to move it across the belt. I'm going to just select one side, give equal pressure, and you can see I'm getting a grind there. Move it across a little bit. Again, equal pressure. Now I'm nearly there. Look at that. Can't argue with that. A little bit more in that corner. Touch more. Done. Okay, at 60 grit, I can do that. I can shape it and hold on to it, depending on how long I hold it there. Obviously, the longer I hold it on there, the more heat I'm going to generate, and eventually it will get too hot to hold. You can see how quick that was. It's shaped straight away. All I have to do now is take it through the grits, and it's very easy to do that. I would go 120 for a bench chisel. I'd go 120, 240, and then 600, and I'd probably stop there. If you wanted to, you can keep going, but it's very easy from there on, just to give it a quick hone on some emery or whatever. If you want to go to the 3000, do it. Okay, that's it. It's a great little machine. It's fantastic for what I need it for. Wood turners, I believe, absolutely love it because the jigs are so quick and easy. But for chisels and plane blades and for general, you know, edge sharpening, that's all I'm going to show you about with this video. Thanks for watching. Keep on coming back. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing to the channel, and I shall see you next time. Bye.